Hi, it's Vinnie with Volossal Publishing, and today we are here with author Maggie
Zurowska.
There you go. I'm not going to attempt it because I've done it 10 times and got it wrong. Let's talk about first life in Poland and how that all ended up here in America.
Yes, thank you, Vinnie. So starting with life in Poland, actually I'm going to give you a plus for trying to pronounce my last name, because the original way you should say it is Zhoo-RAHV-ska, which is even more hard.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Maggie Zurowska or Zhoo-RAHV-ska, and my life in Poland was beautiful. I really enjoy staying with my family in the beautiful mountains of Poland, running every day, doing things until midnight almost. Nobody was controlling us. We're free, we're connected with the nature, and we had trust in our parents that if they say no something, it means that this is dangerous and we're not supposed to do it. Or if they say you have to be at 10 p.m. at home, it means we have to be at 10 p.m. at home because for the safety reason. So I always felt free, connected with the nature, and safe. And I think that was the base that created me and all the stories behind later to be discovered. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why then would you leave all that?
That's a very good question. The reason I left Poland, there were few different reasons. One, I think that played the most important role in my decision was that I was always looking for something more. My beautiful town was too small to me, even though beautiful mountains, rivers, everything, beautiful nature, I felt a little bit trapped in my town. And we didn't have access to the culture institution, like theaters. So I felt that my education as well was not enough to be rich over there. And there is another aspect. In that little town that I think there was 30,000 people living at that time and around. In that small town, my parents, they were very popular. So I thought that I'm under the loop, like someone is looking at me and measuring all my achievements through their achievements, not really mine. And we were judged nonstop with my sister, whatever we were doing.
Right.
So I feel like I'm not achieving anything. That actually is my dream. I was living my life through my parents' achievements.
Okay.
So that was another important reason.
That's not an uncommon thing. It's
and I want to explore as well. I wanted to explore the world and everything.
So you have an adventurer's heart.
That's true, yes. From the beginning.
Because some people just want to follow in their parents' footsteps and do what they did or make their parents happier and all that, and you have that adventure spirit.
I didn't have that pressure in my house. They were always giving us freedom in choices. Whatever we wanted to do, they were accepting that. We, of course, were listening to their opinion, what they think about that, but they were always giving us free choice of.
So you had a good relationship with your parents?
Yes.
And you said you were the oldest of the siblings?
No, the youngest.
The youngest. You're the baby.
The more misbehaving. No responsibility, just freedom, having fun.
Okay. And do you still have all your brothers and sisters?
No, just my sister. She's 2 years older.
Okay, just one sister?
Just one.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression you had more. Okay.
No.
And where does she live?
She's in Krakow, in Poland still.
Okay.
With her family, still responsible.
And she has children and everything?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Okay. Has she read your book?
She did, both of my books, actually. The first one.
That's right. So we'll talk about the first one, too. I want to
Sex and Yoga. Yes, she did, but she stopped in halfway because she said that it's too much to her. She doesn't want to know about my sexuality and discovering myself, and travels all over the world, in New York including, because the action was actually taking place in New York and all over the world. And she said, no, I don't want to know about that.
So, before we move into that, let's first mention that you do have a book prior to this one. So tell us quickly a little bit about that one.
So I think that actually the second book, it's like a continuation of the first book. Maybe not the continuation of the first book, but my self-discovery. I feel like at that time when I was writing my first book, that was like, wow, Maggie, so you went through all of this. You were discovering yourself in New York City under the influence of the big city and everything, right? But the second book is about discovering myself in more spiritual way. There is the first one, there is a part of the spirituality that suddenly I switched from the misbehaving Maggie to more spiritual, but this is continuation of spirituality in terms of connection with nature, especially with animals.
And the first one is yoga.
Sex and yoga, yeah.
Sex and yoga, right. Great title. What would a reader expect to get out of that reader? Like, why do I want to read Sex and Yoga? What's in it for me?
Everyone is looking for Tantra in my book, Sex and Yoga, thinking that I'm writing about sex and yoga as one, that you have great sex because you do yoga, which is not about that, absolutely not. It's about two different powers, two different energies, sex, which is very creative, and yoga that actually balance the creativity that sometimes you have too much of the creativity, maybe not too much of the creativity, but the sex that takes over and you start losing your ethics. There's no limits in what you do. And then suddenly I found yoga, and yoga helped me to balance and find the reason that I should continue what I do. So this is about the two opposite energies, actually, not as one. I wasn't there yet, but actually as one that was taking over, and I didn't know how to control it. And through yoga, I found the balance and the way to control the sexuality and learn what to do next.
As a reader,
what do you take out of it?
Yes.
The spiritual path, awakening.
So it's an inspiration for someone who's
based on my story.
Right,
yes.
Right, but your story, but why do I want to know your story?
Because I think that so many people in their 30s in New York, they're going through exactly the same experience, the same awakening right now, from what I see. So yes, I think it talks to people in their 30s in New York. Okay. They're losing themselves, and suddenly they're going to yoga to find themselves again.
Right. I think sometimes when we read somebody else's journey, it helps us
to relate,
understand our own, or gives us inspiration and sometimes permission to maybe reevaluate what you're doing.
Yes, I think that you need to be both open-minded and no judgmental.
I agree. Both are important.
Why? Because, of course, in my first book, opening myself. I'm putting myself on the table the way I am. I'm talking about my sexual experience and how they basically ruined my life. And then I found yoga. So obviously for someone who is more on the traditional side, right, taboo, that would be too provocative. And definitely they would judge me. So yes, definitely it's for the type of people who are more open-minded and accepting everything the way it is, without any opinion giving or creating opinions based on something not necessarily true, but based on their imagination and blockage, basically.
Right. Yeah. So what made you decide then to write a second book? Like, you wrote the first one, you said what you wanted to say.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden you want to say something else.
Yeah, I think it just came to me. It's like one day the creation comes to you and something is pulling you and telling you, you have to do it, you have to do it. You have a story to tell. The first one was not the end. Now you are at the second stage or level in your life, and you have to share more. And this time it was all about my experience from the time that I came to New York and I had to struggle with work and everything. But also what inspired me to do it was actually the animal situation in United States, factory farming and UC Davis, especially UC Davis, because at that time I was working just for a few months at UC Davis. And
we're jumping a bit ahead, right? So
yeah,
let's go. So one of the things I found interesting was working when you work for the rich people.
Oh, okay.
That's very revealing.
Yes.
That I'm going to tell you, like when you sent me when you sent me the manuscript, like what's going to grab you, like what grabs me. Remember, I get a lot of people send me a lot of books, and when I read that part, I was like, ooh,
yeah,
that was I don't want to say a juicier part, but it was a very revealing kind of part.
Yes, I learned a lot about the society, how diverse, not only in culture, but also how divided in terms of material wealth is United States, and how different ethics, again, and how different way of living everyone represents here, like totally different. I never seen such a thing that someone else have different value from someone else who lives in the same country, which is like, whoa, this is different expectations, different level of living. That was amazing. A little bit crazy, and I couldn't understand everything that was happening. How is it even possible?
Right, yeah.
Yes, but so that was a crazy experience, just working as a dog walker or au pair or a housekeeper, just seasonal housekeeper in Hamptons, one of the biggest house in Hamptons, and basically doing nothing, but just to be there and watch someone who not supposed to open the fridge because parents were afraid that she's gonna get too fat, you know. I couldn't protest those things and get paid for that, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is America.
Yeah, that was exactly America. That was America.
Yeah,
in all the colors.
Right, and
shades.
I find that I like the tapestry of culture where people are genuinely coming from where they are. That's why I like. I look at it like going to different restaurants. You hanging out with Chinese people is very different than hanging out with Italian people.
Yes,
it's very
different vibes.
And I really enjoy that. But yeah, you do get a little bit of a culture shock when you hang out with people that have more money. I've had that experience several times where they're not thinking that whether or not you can afford what they're suggesting we're all going to go do.
Yes, exactly.
That's happened a few times to me where it's like, wait a second, you just suggested we all go do this thing that costs $1,000. Like, and do you have yes, but not budgeted for this small thing.
Yes.
And for them then it's not even considered.
No.
And then to consider, and then I understand that's why they want to associate with people in their same economic status, because there's not that. But I come from the thinking of, if I have $4 and you have $1, then we have $5 to enjoy together. Like, I don't look at it like, well, I'm going to do $4 worth of stuff and sorry.
Yes. So I'm very lucky that I met so many beautiful people in New York that were from different level of society and represented different values again. Besides ending up working in a rich family, coming straight from Poland, working in a rich family and with totally different status and looking at you in a different way, not only as an immigrant, but someone who doesn't have a material wealth. So of course I'm such a lower level than they don't even want to talk to me and include me in their conversation. So that was shocking. But on the other hand, I met beautiful people in New York, and not only, who had so much to offer in terms of just giving and sharing and
Sure.
just treating you as a regular person, because overall it is a melting pot, New
Mm-hmm.
York, and there is so many nations, there is so many traditions mixed together, so much to offer, and again, so much to share.
Yeah, and I feel like if you miss out.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy those things, it is a loss. You do, remember we say, "Oh, it's their loss." It is.
Yes.
I always talk about, like, in California, especially Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
If you ever get a chance to be invited to a Mexican barbecue, like a Mexican's family
Uh-huh.
backyard barbecue, is one of the coolest. I can't even express how nice it is. Like, you feel like you're part of the
Welcoming.
family within 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's so much food, and it's absolutely delicious.
Sure.
You could just feel the general sense of love and family around you, where
Right.
it's kind of unique into itself. And I always say, like, black church. If you've ever get to go to a black church, it's, especially if all you've been to is white church and you go to black church, it's like, whoa.
Wow, it's different.
It
Yes.
is really why, and it's
Yeah.
like, and they have food. And you're like, hey,
yeah.
why don't
It's
we
so
have food? All we got
welcoming.
was a cracker,
Yes, yes, yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's I love that kind of thing, and when you miss out, you miss out.
Yes. So yes, for someone coming from Poland, where everything looks the same, suddenly ending up in New York, the melting pot again, that has so much to offer.
Isn't it fascinating that New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco, you can go from wealthy, affluent, within a few blocks to completely poor and impoverished,
Yes.
within a mile.
It reminds me of Cairo a few years, it's been over 20 years ago. I went to Egypt, and I remember how shocking to me was seeing beautiful house, very rich house, and then a tent right in front of the house with a poor family on the street. Then India was the same. And now we can see that in San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, everywhere, basically. So it is shocking. I don't know if I like this part of the, gap.
Well, who would like that?
Yeah,
why should
exactly.
you like that?
Yeah.
Why would you like
That
to see
should be
somebody
another book
suffer?
for someone, actually, else
Yeah.
to write about what's happening. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, you and I both share veganism and a respect for animals. I think that's the word. Is that a good word?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's my word.
Yes.
But I'm not trying to put it in your mouth.
Love for animals. Yes.
Okay. You love animals. I respect them. I respect them, but no, you're not coming to my house. I don't want to live with dogs or cats or any, or I don't, if I'm squirrels, everybody, I respect you guys. Get what you want. I'm not going to eat you, and please don't, chew through the wires of my electrical in my house.
I like my dogs to sleep with me in the
Yeah,
bed.
there you go. I know. Dog people and cat people are, are amazing. They have this relationship, but then at the same time, that when they die, it is a major tragedy. It's a major loss for a dog owner, a cat owner. When their pet dies, it's enormous.
I think it depends on the approach.
Really?
Yes, and attachment. And
I know everybody I know who has a dog or cat that dies is devastated.
My cat, I had to put my cat in sleep 2 months ago, and for a day or two, I felt it so badly in my stomach somewhere.
Sure.
But my approach to animals is from more like ahimsa, no attachment. So I know that we are for each other here in a spiritual way to play a huge role. And then whenever their time is done in this world. So I know it's going to be easier for them. And for myself, if I help them with the transformation, just let it go, not to be attached. You go, thank you so much for whatever you brought to my life. I hope I brought something to your life. We played a role in each other's lives. And I'm trying to let you go freely, not to be attached and try to...
When you've broken up with previous lovers, is that the same way? Well,
that's a good question.
Well, we had a good time. I hope I showed you some fun.
I don't break up with my previous lovers. I let them to break up with me. So I don't have that issue. Okay. That's their problem now.
I like that. So, but you're like me, you weren't vegan your whole life. You came across it at some point.
Yes. Okay. I'm coming from Poland, which is very meat-eater country. Actually, recently, it's not. Poland now is number 3, Warsaw in Europe in veganism, after London, Berlin, Poland now. But yes, I came from a place where we are eating a lot of meat, especially during the communist time. It was not easy to get something to eat. So once we had the meat, we were all eating the meat because that was the only one thing with potatoes on your plate.
Sure.
But how I became vegan, again, if I'm talking about my path in veganism, I'm referring back to my Sex and Yoga book, because there's a chapter that talks about how I moved to the Bahamas, Shivananda ashram, and I was working there in the kitchen and at the same time doing my yoga instructor training. And for the first time, I heard about Sanskrit word ahimsa, which means non-violence to any beings in the world. So that resonated with me. I felt that ahimsa, like this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. Like we are all here to share the one planet. So that was one realization, that I should do something with my diet. Then, under influence of my friend Iris, who was strict vegan.
Iris.
She was teaching me a lot. I call her Durga in the book. She was teaching me a lot. Not teaching, she was preaching a lot about vegans. I was like, Iris, just let it go. You know, I'm okay. I can be vegetarian, but not vegan. She was, no, Maggie, I'm telling you, one day you're going to become vegan. I said, this is not possible. I even contributed to a book about eating weird things in the world, writing a chapter on lizard soup. So, so that was not possible for me in my mind. I didn't see myself in the future to be vegan, only vegetarian. But then I met my beautiful wife, Robin, who was...
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin. Yes, she is vegan and for over last, 30 years or something.
How many years?
30, 35.
30 years, 35 years. Yeah.
So when I opened a fridge in her house, that was the second date. I opened the fridge, beautiful, fresh kale and all these green organic things. And I felt so happy because I didn't see the packed meat animals.
But you were vegan before you met
I was
Robin.
vegetarian. I was vegetarian. I went to the Bahamas. I came back from the Bahamas, from the ashram. Iris was already preaching in the last few years over my head. And then I met Robin on Tinder, who is vegan. And I opened the fridge and I said, okay, this is it. I closed the fridge, and with shutting the fridge, I decided, okay, I'm going vegan. I opened the new door. I'm closing, I'm aware, and this is where I'm stepping to veganism.
So you're just going to gloss over that you were in her house on the second date? You could just...
That's it.
That is just always interesting, especially dating, Tinder, things like that, where, I don't know, to me it would seem... you're younger than me in the sense, like, I didn't have that experience, so I don't know that I would invite someone to my house or go to their house. But maybe the first or second.
This is New York. We are talking about New York. You go to someone's house.
That's what you do? That's how it is?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's so many places to eat in New York. So that's the other thing about veganism in Los Angeles.
I mean, I'm sorry. Obviously, I didn't go to her house to eat, right? That was a different reason.
I tell you, you're the one who said you were wild. Okay. But do you find or agree that it's easier to be vegan in one of these major metropolitan cities? Like, I find it absolutely no problem at all to be vegan in Los Angeles because there's so many resources from supermarkets to restaurants. And
Absolutely.
Las Vegas, believe it or not, is even better. How's San
Absolutely.
Francisco?
Absolutely. I love being vegan in Sacramento, San Francisco, all the big cities, because they have so much to offer, so much different cuisines, different kitchen, different restaurants, organic, not organic, fast food, healthy, everything.
Is there do you have one or two favorite places that you and Robin like to go to in San Francisco?
In Sacramento.
Oh, sorry, you're in Sacramento.
The veg. I love the
It's
veg.
called the veg. V-E-G.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, the veg. I really like the veg. If I'm looking for more not healthy food, Buddha Belly, it's really good as
I know
well.
that one. Yeah.
There's so many good places. Depending,
How about Los Angeles? Has there?
The Joint. I like the Joint. Okay. There's so many good places in Los Angeles.
And then you said you ran into Moby this week?
Yesterday. The PCRM had their 40th celebration.
Have you been to his place?
I never been to Moby. I was to Matthew Kenny place 2 years ago, but I never went to the but there's so many to explore still. There are new places popping up everywhere. So yes, it is very easy to be vegan.
Yeah. It's interesting how some are going out of business. It's hard to keep it.
Yes, it is.
But then there's new ones popping up.
True.
We went to Lotus Vegan.
Lotus Vegan, okay.
That's one of my all-time favorites. And then there's another place here that sells Mediterranean-style food called Beewalli's, Beewali. Beewalli's. It's unbelievable. And I want to say something about, and I'm going to ask you about the restaurateurs, the places you go to. They are all wonderful here. They know me by name.
Yeah.
They come out. They are very, I'm not saying other people aren't proud of their restaurants, but there's a major amount of pride in their food and in their pleasure in seeing you happy with the meal is clear. So
again, I believe that with kindness towards the animals, kindness towards people comes, after or before, but together, let's put it together. So at least it's supposed to be that way. But all these places, the yogi places, the vegan places, you feel the energy. It's very nice, positive, and they're open, they're smiling. Because they eat healthy, right? Because they want to be healthy, not only in their body, but in their mind and spirit. So you can feel that. And
I think that they have a value. They value things that, let's put it this way. If they valued money, they probably wouldn't have started a vegan restaurant.
No, absolutely,
right?
Yes.
It's, it's a tough one.
Still, it's not
I'm very happy when they're successful, and I always.
Yeah, we need to support them.
But
definitely.
and support, I don't. I only eat there pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
But all, it's just to me, it's consistent. It's not like we went to. It's all wonderful.
Yeah.
There's a place up the street here called El Cochina, which is Mexican vegan, and at first I thought, well, they're just doing it, as a brand position, but no. And then you go there a few times and you realize, no, they're.
I heard about that place not that long time ago. Someone told me, so I have to go there. I need to try their food because
it's heavy.
It's heavy. Heavy
and that's a good feeling. But again, I walk in there. And I'm not, they have hundreds and hundreds of customers.
Oh, okay.
Why do they go, hey, Vinnie? Like, why?
Why they remember, yeah.
And
it's
and
something.
It's
the compassion. It's the compassion in general.
That's what I'm saying. It's so nice to be a part of that. And it's a side effect of veganism that I didn't expect. My reason was not for animals originally. It was for health. But it completely changed my thinking about animals, my respect for animals. I don't stomp on bugs outside anymore. Little things. But you know what I mean, like things that you
appreciate the little things.
Well, and like you said, in Poland, you have a value system that's built into the community. And if I never question it. there's a bug, step on it. That's what you do. You learn it from childhood.
Right.
But then you realize you don't have to.
Yeah.
You have an option.
That's the beauty of veganism. It's like opening another eye,
Yeah. And also the other thing that you see when you look, okay, so we were in another city playing a gig, and we stopped because I was lost, and it was cows. And the cows came up to the fence, and I looked in the cow's eyes, and I saw the cow. I know that sounds so weird. But I saw their personality. I saw the living.
Oh my God! Yes.
Is it so weird? And it was almost jarring.
Yeah.
Because I had never. I mean, how many times have you seen a cow? I've seen a cow tons of times.
Right.
But then it was.
You've
all
never
of a sudden,
seen the cow before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was weird, and it was like yes, and then you think like
you saw the object, but
you're
not
going to eat
cow.
this thing. I'm not like Iris, where I'm preaching to everybody that you should be vegan. I just simply live by example.
Yeah. So one thing that actually I want to add, the difference between plant-based and vegan, because vegan means no hurting animals. So whatever you do in your life every day, you have to think about little things that you do that doesn't bring harm to animals. Wearing, eating, washing shoes, everything.
Jackets.
Plant-based, basically, it's the diet. So it's only limited to plant-based diet, whole foods, not whole foods, plant-based diet, the way you eat, right? Healthy. And it's more focusing on the health. But veganism means, again, everything that you do. You are the vegan. You are at least trying to do your best to not to
and
bring
that's
negative
how you and Robin
impact
define yourself. Iris obviously does.
Yes.
But do you and Robin define yourself as vegan or plant-based?
Vegan.
Okay.
Absolutely vegan. So everything I do every day with my life, I'm thinking always about animals, how much I can reduce the impact, negative impact in the world by, cruelty, or just, increasing cruelty instead, just decreasing.
Right. I would guess you would consider Iris and Robin to be sort of mentors
correct.
in your vegan journey. So I have one. His name is Randy. I actually published his book. It's called, the first one is great. It's called Some Fantastic Place. And it's awesome. And he is been vegan his whole life, almost his whole life, since very, very young. And he's probably about my age. I mean, maybe within a couple of years. But he told me that you're not going to be able to just change everybody, but to get everybody to maybe do what they can. So even getting somebody to make the decision to eat vegan once a week. Like Thursdays is my vegan day.
Taco Tuesday.
Right. It's a step.
Vegan.
Because some people aren't able to just flip it.
Yes.
Obviously some people see the movies, where they see the the horrible graphic stuff, and that's enough. They're done. But asking somebody to change their entire lifestyle that they live their whole life.
Yes.
And he said he's had more success, and I feel like me as well, to invite. So like my friends who aren't vegan will come to dinner with me, especially if I'm paying, and they are shocked. And my friend Tom from New York came out here, and we went to a vegan restaurant, and I purposely didn't tell him because I knew he wouldn't want to go.
Okay.
And then on the ride
he
home,
was okay with that?
On the ride home, we told him, and he just would not believe it.
No way.
He's like, "There's no way that wasn't me." And then he had to look it up online. He's like, "Son of a bitch."
So this is my way. This is what exactly I do. I teach cooking classes around Sacramento.
I was trying to leading up to
around
that. Yeah,
Sacramento wineries, and people are signing for the class, gnocchi class, or fresh made pasta from scratch, or tacos, and they're not aware because sometimes the classes are not promoted as a vegan, plant-based, just gnocchi class. They're not aware that they're coming to the vegan class, and sometimes at the beginning of the class they're like, "Oh no, this is vegan. We want ricotta cheese, not tofu ricotta." And then at the end of the class, I have so many questions. They're asking me about everything. They love the class. They trying to get more information about how I became vegan and what does it take to become vegan, and can they give up on cheese, of course, cheese, or seafood, or this and that. So suddenly, now like 99% of the people that I have and who are against veganism, or maybe not against, but they're not really promoting, they're not into veganism. And suddenly they're very subscribing, then suddenly they're interested in veganism.
Right. Well, a lot of it comes down, comes down, things in general comes down to education. People who are, when you find out they are anti this or anti that, it's usually because they don't understand.
Exactly.
And then the wrong approach is to be, well, you need to learn this.
No.
You're wrong.
You need to meet them at their level.
Yeah, you need to invite them in. Exactly. It's like
welcoming, not scaring them away.
It's like jazz music. If you don't, it's just, I love jazz music jokes where they go, well, I don't want to listen to music where everybody's playing all the notes at the same time, like all the notes at once, and or I don't like jazz. Too many unnecessary notes. It's more of it's a more complicated, sophisticated thing, and you have to start them with something easier to understand. That's why I like something like Miles Davis. Kind of blue. It's kind of like blues and jazz, and it's a great way to bring somebody in. So bringing somebody to a vegan restaurant that has enough recognizable things, and there's a place around the corner that I call Victory Cafe that is it's to die for. And Efren, the guy who runs it, is the greatest guy ever. He's such a personality, and his kids are adorable. His wife is a dream. He has amazing desserts, and I'm telling you, the best coffee on the planet. But he has vegan and regular food. So it's a great place to take, for me to take somebody, especially when a client or somebody's here, you need to take a lunch break. Go over there, and maybe the first time they'll get the chicken thing, but then they'll look at what I'm eating, and it doesn't look very much different than what they're eating.
Yeah. We have to remember that we are example. We are example to many people, especially those who are struggling with their food culture tradition, and they don't know how to give up on something. So, like injecting a little bit of everything, the veganism, I think it's a very healthy way to do it. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do with my book. Just inject.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying that happens in your book. You're not hitting people over the head. You have that expression in Poland,
Yes.
It's like you're
you are vegan or you are nothing.
Right, but your book is saying, this is my experience, and maybe you'll relate to it. Maybe you'll
right.
And it's one of those things where it's hard to say to somebody, no, it's never going to be a bestseller because it's not that kind of book. And you don't write a book or create a piece of art or make a meal just because everyone's going to like it. You make it because certain people, it's going to help them. It's so special. It's like a song that, okay, this song means so much to me. This book means so much to me. This changed me. And I promise you, throughout your life and the people that read this book, you're going to have those people who come up and say,
this book stuck to me. It's, I can relate to Behind My American
That's how
Dream.
your book is very similar to my wife's book. And that's how I met her. I read her book, and I said, I absolutely have to meet this person. And it was simply the same kind of book. This is my journey. Maybe you relate to it. And I did, to the point where
you're married.
I had to meet her, and it wasn't even for that. That all came later. But your book is one of those ones that when I read it, it spoke to me immediately. And I said, I think this is going to be a good thing for other people. Is it going to be something that's, everybody's going to read? No. But the people who do are really going to get something out of it. They're really going to like it. And that's sometimes more powerful than writing a Harry Potter. I understand. Harry Potter, everybody likes Harry Potter. I will not buy anything Harry Potter. I won't go near it. I like Lego. I will not buy any Harry Potter Lego because that woman's a jerk. Right? Okay? So, but she has a best-selling book.
Right.
You see what I mean about that? It's like, so, because people always ask me, like, why did you choose this? I can only do so many books a year, right? And if I was greedy, I could just take anybody who wanted to come through the door and shuffle it in and shuffle it out. I carefully pick people because I have to have an attachment to the book. I have to like the person. If I didn't like you wouldn't be sitting here.
Thank you so much.
I think you're wonderful, and I think what you wrote is very, very important. I think it's a beautiful story, and it's strong. It's a strong story.
I think that we all have something to share. We all have some talents. We all have something to teach. But yes, I think that some stories are more powerful than the other ones, especially when it comes from inside and the need to change something for better in the reality that we live. So I think that those books maybe not noticed as the word seller, as you said, but they're still sitting there, and the right person will grab the book, will find the book, or the book will find the right person, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a friend. Like you could have a lot of friends, or you could have a few really great friends, and I think I choose that. And the point I was making about your book and my wife's book, the reason they're powerful is because they're honest. Like we all want to be the hero of our own story,
right?
And it's very hard to tell your story and admit your own faults, to admit your shortcomings, to admit maybe you didn't make the best decision, or like I learned from this decision. It's not. There are plenty of people who write books about, look how great I am.
Yeah.
And they're the hero of the story. And there are people who do like that. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not publishing that.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that more powerful is when you try to, when it comes something with a purpose behind, not about your ego. Let's put it that way. You know, it's not about you and shining. It's about something behind. Because again, talking about myself and my experience, I had beautiful life. I was taking from life, comfortable life, traveling everywhere, doing whatever I wanted. So I was taking from life. And then there was the moment that I decided, okay, I have to put it back. You know, I have to give it back because this is what I'm supposed to do, right? So, and then
But not everybody gets there.
Right. Not everybody gets there.
Some people will be takers until the day
Not
they
in this
die.
lifetime. I believe that maybe in the next lifetime, yes, they will get it.
Okay.
They will learn that lesson. That's my
I believe they will come back
opinion.
as a toilet brush.
Okay, I believe they will come back as a toothpaste. Okay, so maybe there is a purpose more. Yeah.
But I also think the thing about you that comes through in the book is you're a very genuine person. So like I said, just, you can't fake that. You know when you're talking, even when someone pretends to be nice, you know they're full of it. It's fake. You're a very genuine person. And I don't like that word down to earth because you're just
Absolutely not.
right. But you know what I mean. It's like you are who you are. You're not pretending you're something you're not, and that's what came through in your book. That's why the book has You don't have to sell your book. It's my job. It's a good fucking book.
Thank you.
It because of those reasons. It's not. Did you go to school to be a writer?
Absolutely not. I didn't. I have issues with writing in Polish, and
you're writing
I have
in
dyslexia.
English. Yes. Come on. This was not an easy task. Like, if you told me, okay, go write a cool book in Polish, forget it. I can't do that.
Yeah. But it's not easy. But also I have to remember that, again, I'm lucky and I had great people who were helping me.
Sure.
One of them is you. One of them is my editor, Kathy, which she edited my second book. And she was in my mind. She exactly knew what I was trying to, to tell. And
Kathy is another one who is such a great person to put your trust in.
Oh, absolutely. And she published so many books already. So
we just did her 8th one, and she's coming in with number 9, and her books are all so different, which is why she's another one who's very open-minded, which makes her a great editor because she's able to get inside. She's not turning your book into one of her books.
Right.
She's
not.
Right. She looks at your book and goes, okay, who is Maggie?
Yes.
And how do I make it come through?
It's unbelievable how she understood what I was trying to say, especially with the first book, which was not easy for me. Second was much easier to write. But the first one, we spent hours. She was calling me anytime, asking me, Maggie, is this what you're trying to say? To fix my grammar. I said, yes, this is exactly what I'm trying. So she was like my inner voice, like knowing exactly, she was in my mind, knowing exactly what I was trying to say.
It's a level of, she's got a level of genius in that. It's one of these things that's a very underrated skill. You know, people just say, oh, editors, blah, blah, blah. No, she is a very special one. I adore her work. Did you get to read, like all her books they're so different. Did you read Cry of Silence? Which is one of those, it's an apocalyptic one.
The one that the United States,
just
there's
goes,
yes, and the couple is traveling all over the United States, and basically they're like falling apart.
I love that book.
That was
it's scary,
apocalyptic so much.
and then in the end, I like how she, how she makes it so people are judged. But the one of I always joke about Guatemala because it makes me never want to go to Guatemala.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about your book too. It's these truisms that make me feel like I did it with you. Like I took a ride with you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It definitely takes me on the ride through all these ups and downs, looking for the right career in New York, and then suddenly awakening and see all the colors of New York shades and realizing that this is not exactly what I want to do.
Right, that's what I keep saying.
There's
like
something more behind.
Right, the fallible part of it, that your first idea was not the best idea, or was not the one that worked out, or what you thought was going to be didn't turn out. And that happens to so many of us, that we think, oh, this will be right. Because
this is the society that is expecting from us.
Yes.
So we follow the society expectation. We want to be someone, we want to make money. I need to have a good career. And then suddenly you find emptiness behind. And then you realize that this is not what we want to do. There's something more.
And you keep chasing this thing that
non-stop
is never going to be full. So have you always been a cook? Chef?
No.
Were you chef or cook, or how do you define
chef. No, I was not actually. It started in New York, catering business. I was working in catering for many, many years, and then I went to a culinary program, tourism and hospitality, Kingsborough Community College, and I fall in love in the kitchen and everything. So I shifted my interest from serving to cooking. This is how it happened. And then veganism, once I realized what's happening behind the door, and I decided not to be part of it. So no, before my profession was totally something different, way different from hospitality.
Do you have, like, you mentioned gnocchi and stuff, what are some of the other vegan dishes that you think are like, I'm good at this one? Like, this is...
in making? Cooking?
If I came to dinner and you were going to cook for me, which hasn't happened yet, still waiting for that invitation. No, but if I were to come to your house on a second date and you... oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'd say if I came to your house... and you cooked for me, and you really wanted to impress me with, like, the thing that you kick ass at making, what would that be?
Second day or first day?
All right, both. Which one?
Well, what season are we talking about? Hot, cold? Yeah,
really?
Of course.
Really?
In the wintertime, I would make something that is nice and warm, soups, potato leek.
Okay.
If we are in the Thanksgiving season, like now, I would make something with the squash. Really? I love cooking. I love everything.
What's Robin's? Does Robin have a favorite thing?
Robin, it's very easily. The simple things that she can, which is steamed vegetables, no oil. She's very careful. So she's an easy one to handle because you basically steam vegetables and she eats potatoes, sweet potatoes, and a kind of potatoes, cabbage potatoes. Okay. So it's very easy. She's not a challenge.
Are you guys at the point where you like the food to taste like itself? And what I mean is, like, you know, when somebody, okay, so there's a restaurant up the street that's very good.
The way it is.
Right. But there's a restaurant up the street called Vinnie tofu. But everything you eat there tastes like a certain kind of meat. Like, it's all vegan and it's all, but he either makes it off of, you understand, like, if you get a hamburger, it tastes like a hamburger. You get beef steak, everything he has shrimp that tastes like shrimp.
You pretend to be what it's not, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so my approach is that actually I believe that us, or not maybe us, because people who are not vegan, they need to approach veganism as a science. So in their mind, they cannot look for substitution for something that it's not. It's never going to be. We can get very close to that taste, but it's never going to be. So it's like, oh, let's try vegan food, but let's not pretend that this is meat. Because again, we are trying as vegan chefs, cooks, we are trying to do something, play with the flavors, right? So this is beautiful science. It's not simple just piece of meat and seasoning and that's it. We are adding more stuff. So in what I prefer to add different seasoning, different herbs. I love the mix of herbs, of seasoning, sweet, sour, and different flavors. I love that. And I think that vegan kitchen is very open for that. Because again, we are trying to come with something as close as we never gonna be, but still, because of that fact, we are trying. So we are discovering new things, and I love that.
Do you bring the books to the cooking class?
No.
Why not? You're being okay. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Okay.
I never heard about that.
This is something too.
It's not a cooking book, okay?
I don't care. Let me tell you two quick things that this is helpful.
There is no recipes inside. Just recipe for life.
Let's talk about Danny Killian, Portrait of a Bank Robber. He makes furniture and art out of found wood. He brings that book everywhere because people like him and they buy the book because they want to know more about him. He's just cool, and he makes beautiful things. You are cool, and you make cool food. I'm not saying you need to go buy this with that, but he just has them, and people are always like...
Dessert?
No, he just has them. He has them with them.
Yeah, I have it on my website.
That's
my
not the same.
Vikarma website.
I'm
I have
telling
for
you,
dessert. I have two books.
If I took a
Sex and
cooking
Yoga,
class
of course.
from you, if I took a cooking class from you, and I had a good time, and I'm like, she's really cool, and then I saw up there on the counter of the table, there was a book, and I'll be like, did you write that? Did you write a book? And you go, yeah. What's it about? It's like, oh, it's just how I. And I'll be like, how much is that? I would buy it because that's how.
I will try it, actually.
And this is what I'm saying. You can't be shy about this. I'm not telling. Again, it's not like we're pushing it on people. But this is how we all get. We all get like, it's this sort of fear of rejection or fear of, it's a great book. And if people like you, they will like your book. I learned things from guys years ago who did mail order and stuff. And they were like, your catalogs don't do you any good sitting in your garage.
Yes.
They have to be in other people's hands. And so, you know, I always say give books away, send them around. Everybody else is. And there's 4 million books every year, and how are you going to compete with the other 4 million? And you already have a built-in audience if they're coming to your cooking class. And it's not like, again, you want to write a cooking book, that's fine. But to me, that's almost on the nose. If someone comes to your cooking class and I'm not saying it needs to be like, here it is. But it's just there. And I'm telling you from Danny is just a perfectly good example of a guy. And he gives readings. Have you done a reading yet?
No.
This is what I'm talking about. You have to get out there. You have to get out there and not be afraid, because I'm telling you, if you had a shitty book, I'd say,
Okay.
But it's a cool story, and you're a likable person, and writing this book is part of your experience. It's not like you had your experience and then you wrote the book and it stopped. This is all part of your journey. you made something good.
Yes, so I totally agree, and I believe it works. It never crossed my mind. Why? Because actually I didn't see the relation between cooking and between cooking and behind my American dream. But now actually I already plan everything where you were explaining to me how I'm gonna sell it.
They're buying a piece of you. Even when they're buying a cooking class, you could have someone come in your cooking class and I'm going to teach you how to make this. Okay. But there's always this thing in sales. What's in it for me? Why are we different than the competition? Reason to believe. Right. If you don't have those three things, your thing is not selling. So in your cooking class, what's in it for me? Well, you're going to learn how to make a delicious
behind
gnocchi.
my plant-based cooking behind my American dream.
Right. And why... Then why, number two, why is your cooking class different than other people's? Why do I take yours and over somebody else's? And then number three is reason to believe. Why should I believe you? Why should I listen to your way of cooking? And the fact that they're there, and this is where I'm going with this. The fact that they're there, they've already bought into reason to believe. They already are on Team Maggie. They already are open to you and what you have to say. And it's because they've already bought some Maggie. And this is just more Maggie. This is what I'm saying. If they had a good experience in the cooking class, this is like almost, it's not like it's the t-shirt after the concert.
Right.
But it's just you want more. And by trying to tell people, oh, I've got this, I've got that, I always say, like when somebody goes on like a TV show, I could never, or anything, or a podcast, don't push the book. Just be great. Just be you. And people will be interested to know more about you and your book. And the same thing with the cooking.
This is good advice.
Well, this is awesome. The book is Behind My American Dream by Maggie
Zurowska or Zurowska.
It's a wonderful book. Thank you for coming and doing this. And I really enjoyed making this with you. The whole process of making this book was a super enjoyable experience. And
thank you so much for that, because I was so afraid when you were like, Maggie, don't worry, we're gonna take step by step, you will enjoy us. And
it was cool. We worked at comfortable speed.
And I did, so thank you.
So it's great having you on, Volossal. Hopefully we can do something else. And thanks for coming by.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you.